Here's Powell on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through for a solid gain.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked by Jared Wilson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The Jaguars ready to go offensively for the first time with Gardner Minshew, former 6th-round pick at QB.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And this... Second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
This is Chenault on the receiving end. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
And finding Keelan Cole. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down, counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On the run, it's Robinson. Brushing off defenders, and he'll go down at the 28.
Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes, so when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. He gets away from 1. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On second down now, it's Thompson. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
That's a very nice game there. Confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
They'll turn to Thompson. And he'll take this into the end zone. A touchdown, Jacksonville. Taking it 2 yards out, and the Jags have taken the early lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? I know that sounds really generic, and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Oh, trying to gauge the sun, and he muffs it. Lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start first and 10. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He'll drop this underneath to Gurley. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need to.
And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley there to make the grab. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Precision, precision, precision. That's the definition of it right there. Great pass, great catch for the score.
Yeah, people talk about arm strength all the time. Well, if you're not precise and you're not accurate, the arm strength really doesn't matter. We saw a little bit of everything with that throw.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
39-yard line.
Here's Minshew. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance traveled or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
And that wound up traveling at even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
The throw taken in by Cole. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. On the option, here's Minshew. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards there on the keeper at 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up.
They run. Robinson. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Lambeau now after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away. Here's Powell on the return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and that'll make it 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
I need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away. Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in.
Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the avenues have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Out of the gun is Minshew. Going deep for Eifert. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Over 30 yards there. And 1st downs on 3 consecutive plays now. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Jacksonville, 1st First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that one will fall incomplete.
Intended
Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
easy on the coverage.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. And he whips that one incomplete there. Laviska Shenault, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Again, Minshew looking to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
So we have reached halftime here, and due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the 2nd half. And he returns this to the 22.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. The open man is Shark. It's complete. Oh, some strong running. Still fun. There he goes, right side. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they could do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Keelan Cole, the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and
Minshew sets to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Gardner Minshew on target to DJ Chark. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
kickoff for Jacksonville.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Play action. Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And between the last two plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And incomplete on the deep ball. Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick, the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
It's second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
To throw again, Ryan. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and that results in a sack.
Enough to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifting to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve, fourth down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Let's go, boy. At their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Keelan Cole, the intended target, and now it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
Now Minshew. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. They'll try and throw for it here. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. It got his man complete. 27 yards, a big play there on fourth. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And he'll let this one go. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 30 yards.
Well, he's definitely a big target out there, listed as 6'4", and he used every one of those extra inches to go up and make that catch.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, but it'll be second and goal. Minshew is going to keep it himself. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going. Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
And this is off the left upright, and it caroms in. Not the most convincing kick you'll see, but he got it to go. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
They're on the 32-yard line.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
The 38-yard line.
They go play action now. Ryan. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. From the shotgun, Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. They'll set up a throw. Looking for Chark again. This time he's got him. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll run on first down. It's Robinson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Good. Makes the score Jaguars 28.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Their own 29-yard line.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. He'll set up to throw from the gun. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and he'll take it across midfield and down the 48-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
A gain of 3, second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here, oh, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another, and especially when you can't stop a guy running the ball?
You know it's September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone in the first quarter.
They were gone in the first quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop it.
They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. James Robinson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Here's Powell on the return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
They're on 29-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again. Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Finding time. A battle for it here, and this will be caught. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.